Should I click on the same one or you've sent a...
No, it's a new one.
Okay, because the same one is still giving that issue.
But I don't understand why it's showing me here excellent internet connection, but it's not going live. I don't know why.
Internet is not the best today. Yeah.
Mad.
Are we live now?
Yeah, we are. It shows that this thing is live, but it's not displaying anything.
Yeah, it's
we're
not
live.
displaying. I cannot see.
It's just showing the cover, right? But we are live now. We are live. So yeah, technical problem. So what up? It's your boy the Liby Multi-Town platform. Welcome to another episode of Contrast Podcast. This streaming of today wanted to give us headache or heartache or all the aches in the world. The connection is still messing up because from what I'm seeing in the preview, the thing is playing and buffering. I don't know why. It plays and buffers. It plays and buffers. I don't know why. And from everything I'm seeing here, everything is supposed to be fine.
What Jovi said, but I wish that he said these things on the track. It would have really gotten to me more, and I would have pushed it even more, and I think the fans would have loved it more if he did this on the track. But for some reason, it feels like it's not that important to talk about on the track. Because look at the fuel Beef gives to even Afro guys now, Davido, Whiskey, Burna Boy things. There's a certain energy which Beef brings. So if we are not having that energy from the Beef, at least let's have construction from Peace. But now we cannot have construction from Peace because the guys are having an issue, and then we cannot still have the energy from the Beef. So we need one of those things. Those are all the negative things I've seen. On the positive side, I think there was a lot of truth in it. And as you said, when he was giving timelines to it, I feel like, it became more and more credible. But I also feel like this is the time now for Stanley has a 3 months window to also speak his mind and then really come on it. And then lastly, the fact that he was calling some names and saying, this person told me this, at one point he said, somebody is sent with a beat. Stanley said the beat, or he messed it up or something. I don't know the detail on what he was talking about because he's not going into detail. But I don't like all these hearsay things in the industry because people have different intentions and they hear things differently. I would have preferred that he spoke to Stanley man to man, and then if people quarreled, you know that we quarreled. He insulted my mother here, he insulted me here, he insulted my music here to me. But having this kind of big long beef off, people said that in an interview, or even interviews are not appropriate though. For him to say in an interview, Stanley said
no,
they cannot compare Petit Pay and Michael Jackson.
Actually said it.
No, he said it, but I'm saying that that's not something which you should build all the hate and all the anger off. I can understand the other things before building up to this and then the interview just concluding it. But to build that, I mean, depending if you have been to interviews, depending on who's journalist in front of you, the people you are with, how he coins the question, how you have answered other questions before, you might really answer a question in the kind of way which looks like you are trying to insult somebody when you were not. So I will not base all these issues from an interview. And then the other part he raised now is what people have told him. So I would have really appreciated if, and I know Stanley at times can go for cocky and whatever, and it might be true most of the things Jovi is raising, they sound to be true because he was giving timeline to it. Now the part where he's saying that people came and told him that they have cancelled him on a number of shows because Stanley says he does not want him there and things like that. I feel like those are things which at a certain point in time, man to man, you should address like, man, what's up? Why are you playing with my money? What have I done to you? And to be honest, that's why I didn't understand it, because in the beginning, if we're being honest, Jovi actually supported Stanley. He did a lot to support Stanley. He went out of his way. I mean, like holding a placard almost like a prisoner saying, please vote for this guy.
Yeah.
He was not supposed to do that much. So he really, in the beginning, it was clear that I was trying to support this guy. But now, I don't know where they get. One time, I think, watching an interview, Stanley on his part said he thought that Jovi was supporting him till they met somewhere publicly, and Jovi just gave him a face and just passed. And that's when he realized, like, maybe all the things he had been hearing behind the scene too might be true. So it might really be a whole miscommunication, which everybody feels that you don't like me and you don't like me.
Yeah.
But we have not really spoken on it, and then it keeps on fueling itself. And then most of the time, the entourage and people around you always like those kind of things of like, that man is a bad man, don't go with him. It helps them, and it's not helping the two of you. So that's just my first take on the whole issue.
Okay, so if you guys are watching, just like the video and you say hi. Okay, just like the video and you say hi. We started with some technical problems and I figured out what the problem was. As while you were talking, I was trying to figure the thing out because the stream actually stopped in a minute. It stopped, but you never noted. And I brought it back. I think it came back a couple of minutes ago when you were talking. So if you guys are actually watching us right now and I share it in the group and all this thing too, let guys know the stream is perfect now, and I think it's smooth now. No breakage, nothing. So yeah, listening to everything you've said, right?
Yeah.
It gives me like Jovi was just ranting, venting. Okay, he said some things which were true, some things which we can comprehend, and some things where you feel like, okay, yeah, that's the ego side of him talking, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah, so this whole scenario, this is what I picked up from it. This thing is similar to, I know it's not at the same scale, okay, or magnitude, but it reminds me of the Kanye and Drake beef, like like misunderstanding. I don't call that a beef or altercation, I call that a misunderstanding. Okay. Kanye used to say based on what Jovi said this recently, it just reminded me of the clarification like what Kanye did at Drink Champs. You know, Jovi kept explaining all the things Stanley has been doing and all the things Stanley have been doing, and this whole scenario, this whole beef, right from the beginning, Stanley hasn't acknowledged anything Jovi did. He hasn't said anything Jovi did. He just kept playing it cool, like look like the angel or the guy who, the younger guy who is being bullied by the older guy. You know, if anything that happens between Jovi and Stanley, you know, or any reaction or any feedback that Stanley has to give, it never came from Stanley directly. It came from somebody who said, Stanley told me, or Stanley said he will call Jovi, and he told this.
True.
Stanley said this. Stanley said he met Jovi here and this. Everything, even through his brother, like Martin, you know, when Martin was replying Jovi and all this thing, right from the beginning, it has always come from Stanley said this. Between this has happened, Stanley, Jovi did this, Jovi did that. But when it came to Jovi, you see Jovi flat out say, I don't like the guys because of, I don't like this guy because of this. I don't like this guy because of this. I don't like the guy because of this. That's why I say it reminds us of Kanye and Drake, because when Jovi keep doing that, they look at Jovi like Jovi is arrogant, he's crazy, he's egoistic, and he's just building all these things up in his head. It can be true that Stanley is actually doing all those things, but he keeps it away from the media just to make everybody see Jovi like the hater or the bitter guy.
True.
And which is exactly what was happening between Kanye and Drake. In Stanley's songs, you put subliminal disses in his songs that will be addressed at Jovi. But when you interview him and ask him, he won't accept that those things were aimed at Jovi.
No, he acts like there's no problem between the two.
Exactly. But if Jovi puts a line in that song aimed at Stanley, and if by any chance anybody asks him that was it aimed at Jovi, he will say, of course. That was the difference between the two of them. You know, Jovi always acknowledged the fact that there's a problem, and he addressed the fact that there's a problem, and he say, I'm keeping the same energy right from day one. If you want to apologize, meet me and apologize, or call me and apologize. But any action that comes, or any reaction or any reply that came from Stanley, came from somebody who said Stanley said this. So when Jovi said all these things he was saying, he painted a timeline, giving us, okay, you record this and this and this and this. Yeah, from this to this to this to this. All these things were happening. And this is how the thing kept building up. You know? It kept building up. And even up to now, if you ask Stanley about if he has any feud with Jovi or any disagreement, or he won't reply, or he won't say anything. He wants the world and the media, he wants Cameroon media to see Jovi as if Jovi is egoistic and Jovi is hating on him because he's bigger than him, or Jovi is hating on him because he's the new fresh guy who is controlling the blog and controlling everything and all the money.
And I think same as you likened it to the Drake issue, he's trying to keep his brand clean. If you notice, because that works with endorsements and companies. Stanley is that one guy who I've never seen him said he's dating any girl, have any public breakup, have any direct quarrel with anybody. He's just trying to keep his brand clean. But now Jovi does not care, and he's
so
blood all over his brand.
Like I said, this thing actually Jovi expanded more on the problem they had, on everything that has been going on between them. He expanded more. He painted a picture, a timeline for us to actually understand.
But just a quick question: why did you say you don't think it's appropriate for Jovi to put this in a beef track?
He has been putting it in these tracks. Both of them have been putting.
No, he puts one. He will put one line, two lines. I mean, like ether on it. Just go on. Yeah, title of the song, Fox Stanley, and all, go on it.
Trust me, if Jovi does this right, it will just be like when the game went at McMill.
Break it down how that's similar.
Or when Joe Budden went at Drake or McMill. When Joe Budden went at Drake. You recall what happened?
No, but no, I don't know if you're looking at online entertainment things. This has really gone viral. So the song would still have gone viral. They will not ignore it like these other songs you're talking about. Understand.
So, media and bloggers. No, I'm not talking about it not going viral. Media and bloggers talked about the Joe Budden diss. But Drake didn't regard it as he did not reply. He just made as if Joe Budden was reaching. If Jovi had done a song dissing Stanley, it would have been like, okay, Jovi is reaching, Jovi is bitter, that Stanley is the new guy, he's trying to diss Stanley or discredit him. Stanley wouldn't have replied. I'm betting everything on it. Stanley wouldn't have replied. He may have replied the same way he has been doing with all these songs that he just dropped subliminal disses in them without actually addressing it at Jovi. He wouldn't have replied. It would have made Jovi look like he's crazy. The best way is to address it the way a conversation is happening, like address it in the midst of a conversation so you can paint a timeline instead of putting a diss on.
Okay, but secondly, even the conversation does not help, because if Stanley ignores it, it's still going to look like Jovi is bitter. On the other hand, that's why I feel like I always say this, that the OGs in the hip hop thing have failed. I don't know if it's because of hunger or it's because of they don't care. But if you look at the recent thing where this OG called Kanye and was like, squash this thing with Drake. And in a matter of days, after he had just done what he did on Drink Champs, immediately it was squashed and the guys move on.
Jay Prince called them together.
Jay Prince, yeah. So, but here our OGs always take side, and they're either even beefing with the young people in context. So nobody can call anybody, because if an OG is beefing with a young person, you call me and I'm like, man, you're taking sides with that guy. Why should I listen to you? So there's nobody who can call Stanley and Jovi and say, let's sit. We have the Crotals, we have the Tony Nobodies, we have even Jules Nya should be an OG to the level where he can call these guys to sit. We have the Valseros. But for some reason, all these guys are still beefing with the new generation, and the middle generation is beefing with the upcoming generation. Nobody can call anybody to order, because, as you said, this thing can better be explained if both of them sit and you're like, I felt this way on that day when you passed me in the corridor. And then he's like, no, but I felt this way when you said it. I said, no, I did not mean this. No, what I meant was this. And then if they cannot beef, so that, and usually if you listen to what I'm saying, I'm like, the industry is losing a lot more from this beef than we are gaining. If they sing a song, the industry will be animated. If that cannot work, then let them do a featuring. That will help the industry. But for these two guys to just be having a cold war for the last 10 years makes no sense. Imagine if Jovi produces a song, and as he says, he writes some catchy lyrics there for Stanley, and then it's a Jovi featuring Stanley, that will take Cameroon definitely into Africa, if not global. But yeah, the two guys are just contented with what they have, and then now we are stuck in that limbo.
Okay, when you talk about beef and the middle generation or the older generation is beefing with this, with the younger guys coming up, and the younger guys are dissing with, like, everybody wants to diss anybody to grow up. This is how. Do you know the excitement and the adrenaline guys get when they listen to a celebrity dissing another celebrity? It's like, whoa, it's like food for media. It's like heroin for bloggers.
It's like a boxing match.
Yeah. So the reason why the Cameroon entertainment industry decided to adopt all those things, or decide that, okay, you know what, for us to blow up, we have to be dissing everybody, we have to be doing all these things, is because they saw an already established industry do this. Like, people who are really successful in this established industry, they saw them do it. They saw the way the media reacted to it. They saw the cash flow, the how lucrative it was. Like, Drake had a song that went almost 10 times platinum by dissing McMill back to back. You know, that was a diss track. So,
no, but that's what I'm saying. There's not the same thing with Cameroon, though.
No, understand what I'm saying. Get my point. I'm still getting to my point. What I'm saying is, when these guys, us watching from outside, when we saw all these guys doing these things, doing all these things going, we thought ourselves, okay, that's how an industry needs to work. That's how we need to blow. We forgot that these are not the beginning stages of the industry. When hip hop started in the USA, it never started off beef and all this. Okay, that beef just came in as a result. Even the Pac and Biggie beef, all these things just came in as a result of, okay, the business has been set, the industry has been set. This thing came up as this camp went against this camp because of reasons both of them never understood or some disagreement, right? But the Cameroon entertainment industry is seeing that as a marketing, as a means of keeping the industry relevant and booming or growing, which it's not good from what we've been seeing. Everybody will beef with this one, and it's creating rift. The industry and hip hop grew up because of networking, growing, penetrating media, and handshakes. That's how the industry grew.
If beef, in the context of, they usually say beef is like a sport where you play with this guy, you lose, he wins, you shake hands and move on. Mm-hmm. We should not take it like it's a family meeting and then we quarrel and then we stop talking for 6 months and then you're not. You're not getting. That's not the beef I'm talking about.
Yeah, you're not getting my point, but that's the way you see it. But the industry and everybody in it, like the upcoming rappers and everybody, they feel like that is how it is supposed to be, because they've seen some industries, like I've quoted the Biggie, the Pac, Jay-Z, Nas, that lasted for almost 15 years. You know, most guys, and they see both guys doing well in their respective camps, but when that other person comes up, they say fuck you and all that until they finally made up.
But that's why I'm saying that
this industry, which is still young, thinks that is a marketing machine or a strategy, which is not.
No, but that's why I'm saying that it could be a marketing machine, though, if it's done properly.
And that's not the way it is supposed to go, because you create a rift in the industry. You can't build a house.
Yeah, but despite the rift that they had between Jay-Z and Nas, are they not still working together today? Despite the risk we had been...
No. Listen, they made up. And trust me...
Yeah, so let Jovi and Stanley have the beef and they will make up.
No. What you are failing to understand is the Nas and the Jay-Z beef had nothing to do with their respective careers and their successes.
What? It did.
It had nothing to do with where Jay-Z is at now.
If you read The Art of War, they said if you want to build your fan base and your following, take them to war. So we became stronger Nas fans at the time because there was a war to go against Jay-Z. If there was no war, it becomes boring and it's just everyday music. But we go the extra mile. I recall when this man puts out an album, even you in Africa, you're looking for a means to buy the album because you know that at the end of the day, your argument of my Nas album made more than Jay-Z's album sale is dependent on you buying too.
And it wasn't
fans to go crazy to buy.
It wasn't a competition because Jay-Z always outsold Nas.
he always did money wise, but it was always an effort. Nas fans were always trying to say Nas too, and when they beat us in money, we'll come now to lyrics. We'll say, okay, although he has sold more, but look at the lyrics, look at Nas lyrics. Does he have any song as deep as I Know I Can? Things like that. So there was always that struggle of Nas fans against Jay-Z fans. But right now, there is no, I wish our artists don't have a fan base, so there's no fans to go against each other. But if it's done properly, there is merchandise of t-shirts that can be sold because using the beef lines, concerts can be sold out because this person goes on stage and then drops a freestyle dissing the other person. So there is money around the beef thing though.
No. This mindset, the mindset and the route you're taking to grow the industry, that's the reason, that's the mindset the industry still has. That's why it's still where it's at right now.
No, but I'm saying that's because it's not done properly.
No, why consider that as a strategy when there are so many strategies that could be used instead of
there
using
are other strategies, but I feel like this strategy too can work. If it's done properly, it can work. If you follow the beef that happened recently in Africa, when MI did what he did and said that he knows only 5 rappers in Africa, whether it's 1 in South Africa, 2 in Nigeria, 1 in Ghana, and then Jovi and Carl De Niro from Sierra Leone went at MI. There was serious entertainment and growth in the industry during that period. I discovered Mex Cortez from Tanzania during that period. I discovered Lyrical Joe during that period. I discovered this other guy from Sierra Leone, and what's his name? I've forgotten his name now. From Sierra Leone. So, and then King B to gain grounds in Sierra Leone. King B from Cameroon gained grounds in Sierra Leone during that beef period. So beef can be used as growth, but it just has to be done properly. One, it should be clearly spelled out that it is just a game. Don't take it too personal. Now, after the beef, what happened? Mex Cortez squashed his beef on, I think, Shanti's YouTube channel with King B, and they are working on the song. Carl De Niro has made an African cypher thing. The same Lyrical Joe was dissing him in a couple of songs. He's wanting to be part of that. So there is that network and growth that can come up if it's done properly. But in Cameroon, we still have that, what we call, should I call it, country blow system where you want to disable the guy at all costs. You take it personal. You will not greet him. You will not want to do any collabo with him. He's in a concert. You don't want to sing in on that concert. So we take it too personal. Just forget that it is a game. You play the game, you lose. The other person moves on. But if it's done properly, it can work.
Listen, not everybody can. I understand what you're saying, everything you're saying, but not everybody. When you can't tell people how to react, and like the way the word is, you have the freedom to say anything you want to say or to do anything you want to do, right? But everybody also has the right to react to it the way they want to react, right?
Yeah, so they're right to interpret it how they
yeah, so if you take it the beef route, and these guys take it too personal that they don't even want to greet you on the road, they don't want to do all these things. That
They've been threatening to beat people. Bloggers have been chased in the streets of Boya here for blogging.
Exactly. That is how they felt. Okay, that's how they felt, and that's how they decided to take it. You can't tell me, okay, we should be professional about insulting each other. Some people don't take it lightly.
Wait, let me ask you a question. Both of us are playing. Like I remember there's this thing we used to play when we were young. We call it karate. We know that in karate, you don't hit somebody too hard. Now somebody, as soon as your friend punches you hard, you're like, no, you're not supposed to hit me that hard. Or you don't hit him on the face. We put the rules of the game that it is. We're playing the karate. Don't take it serious. Don't come and give me a blow here on my eye because it'll be a fight. But when we're playing karate in school, it's just flying and you smash the other guy, you push his head, you guys, that's it. So if in the beginning we say it is beef, it's in the context of the game. You guys, these songs, don't take it personal. Why should somebody take it personal? When we have clearly said that it is just a sport.
Okay. In the beginning, like what you said, in the beginning, we all knew the rules that, okay, we are playing karate, we are not actually fighting.
Yes.
Right. But the way hip hop and the way music is, when you decide to take your time and record this song against somebody, at that point you feel like the way the person will perceive it, you can't tell the person you were just joking, provided the person heard everything you said for the first time on the song. IK Jigs has said something here that you were talking and I couldn't cut you off because he said So we simply don't yet know the, or we simply don't yet know to embody the true hip hop.
We are losing your sound there.
Hello?
Okay, now it's clearer.
Yeah, I was trying to read what Ike Jig said. Ike Jig said, in Cameroon, we haven't embodied, like, we don't know how to embody the hip hop spirit, right? Let me just paraphrase. We don't know because he also said the hip hop spirit as well as the management of it, okay? As well, the competitive.
So he said, let me just read it. Let me just he said, we simply don't yet know how to embody true hip hop spirit as well as the management of it as a competitive sport. The reason is it causes rift is because we as a whole don't understand how hip hop works. Beef in hip hop can be very, very productive in the right context and the right management. Take Nigeria, for example, the Hennessy management, MI versus Vector, very, very true. Top-notch quality, that is how it is done. The way they hype around the MI and Vector beef thing, but those guys have been beefing heavy for years. And it's a similar thing like in Cameroon, because MI was the OG, Vector came in and was making noise and then dissed him, and then MI replied. It went heavy. Why can we not do that in Cameroon? What is the wonderful difference between Nigeria culture and Cameroonian culture? Why are we taking it so personal and then grumbling on the side?
IKG also said, Liby, we take it personal, okay? We take it personal here because Cameroonians, we are we have a very, very wrong hip hop culture in Cameroon.
Wrong, yeah.
Yeah. We don't take it as a competitive sport. Small discs go.
Small discs go turn to national problem, whereas it's an opportunity.
Understand
and it's very
this.
true.
Yes, understand this. What I'm saying is, we cultivated this attitude from the long-term beefs. That's why I use the word. Jay-Z and Nas had their rift or their misunderstanding for almost 11 years, almost 15 years, right?
Yeah.
So that rift, how did that impact Jay-Z's career to the point where he was at? And that rift never had anything to do with Jay-Z's and Nas' career. He had it in the beginning when they were dropping the Ethers and the rest. After that rift, okay, had nothing to do with their growth and where they are at in their career at the moment.
Yes.
Exactly. So we
can. Because when they were doing the beef, they did it. When they squashed it and moved on.
No, they did not squash the beef. They just recently did it.
No, remember 2000 and no, when they did a concert and they did that song together. Not recently. Like 2000 and either 16 about or 15, if I'm not mistaken. As soon as Nas went under Def Jam, at the time when Jay-Z was controlling Def Jam, when Nas signed into Def Jam, they squashed the beef. And technically, Jay-Z fans were like, Jay-Z has won because now Nas is working with him. Although Nas was not working with him technically, but yeah, it looked like Jay-Z had won.
No, but up to today, Nas won the beef. Not Jay-Z won. Nas won the beef.
Nas won with Ether. We say Nas won the battle, Jay-Z won the war.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, okay, and I get what IK Jakes is saying. Hip hop is a competitive sport. We have to treat it like a competitive sport. All right, but you cannot come at somebody and expect them to react the way you want them to react.
No, they should react however they want to react. They should be within the context of the game. Because we have said it's a game. So they are free to react how they want to. They should be within that context of it is a game. Don't take it personal. Okay. You'll be mad. There's that soft madness under, but you know that this guy, like I'm saying, like somebody sees like, what is the connection between Jovi and Stanley? Rap-wise, these two guys should not even be beefing.
Exactly.
Because they're not even competing like that.
And
so what is the point of the beef?
And in Cameroon, because these two guys have been doing it like this, that's why you have the King Kong gang and the Boko gang, and so many upcoming rappers belong to one of those two cliques. Not like they're actually directly involved in those gangs, but they support one of those two movements. You understand? And they view it as if this is the way to go. I need to be the guy on top. I need to be me. I need to, if I don't mess with you, I don't mess with you. If I don't like you, I don't like you. I talk to you the way I want. You just stay void of anything I'm involved in, and I stay void of anything you're involved in.
That's fan mentality. That's not professional artist mentality.
Exactly. And it grows into
most
the
of the time,
upcoming
our artists
generation.
like fun.
It goes into the upcoming generation. In Cameroon, I'm talking about Cameroon. I'm not talking about
that's why I said no. But also, our job here, if I put in quotes, media, is to educate the masses. Mm-hmm. So we should tell them, like, one, this is not how it is done. Mm-hmm. Two, you the artist watching, if you have to have a productive career, you cannot be reasoning like this. People cannot be looking up to you and they are taking little things personal. And I can understand if somebody says something maybe against your mother or whatever, you're angry. But look at the bigger picture. Look at the industry which you are carrying on your back. Yeah. Knowing that if you
I've been talking on the wrong side of my mic this whole time.
You have been talking
on the wrong side of my mic this whole time.
Yeah, your voice has been fluctuating. Yeah. I just thought maybe some bushfalla antics.
Yeah, I've been talking on the wrong side of my mic this whole time.
Oh, now I get it.
Yeah, it's clear now. I think so.
Yeah. So I think like some of the things which Ike Jix is raising is very valid. For somebody who knows hip hop, you understand that it's a game. And I'm assuming that the fans might not understand, but at least the artists should understand. Like I remember when we were going at it, when I was not listening to Jay-Z till about 2007. If I listen to Jay-Z, it's just what I want to pick up things to come and criticize. I was not listening to Jay-Z. And when the whole thing was over, I started buying Blueprint 1 and I was like, what? Look at the quality of music I've been missing over these years just because I was a Nas fan. But when we had our cliques back in the days in secondary school, you don't listen to, you will not even see me with any Jay-Z flyer. I will not touch even his merchandise and things because I was Nas. So fans should take it personally, but not the artist.
Okay, but from my point of view, what I'm saying is this industry, the way the industry has been, we need to educate, because putting that idea of beef into the conversation, you still keep cultivating that. You already know when they get into that scenario and that environment, they have a tendency, they have a way which they will react and a way which they'll behave, you know. Negate that aspect of it and move to the other route. Let's use something else. This one, you've understood that it's almost like telling a kid to eat sugar and regulate them. When they start taking like candy and they get addicted to candy, every time you see them with chewing gum, sweets, bonbon, and you start trying to restrict them, you introduce them to it, but you can't.
Okay, so I understand you are saying that our industry is not yet ready for that. We are not.
It's not.
We are not built for it. We cannot handle it properly. But
we can't.
Not saying that generally beef is bad, but in our own context, it might not work for us properly.
By the way, the word beef means there's a problem between these two guys.
Yeah, but hip hop is not a problem. Beef is not always.
No, hip hop. When the word beefs come into hip hop, okay, it means these two guys have a problem. These camps have a problem. Okay, but making it a competitive sport. No, understand this. But making it a competitive sport, you don't have to use the word beef. Beef only occurs between two artists. Making it a competitive sport is like Kendrick Lamar getting on a song like this recent song with Baby Keem when he said, I'll kill your top 5 because I'm not 1, I'm not 2, I'm not this. That's making the song competitive. That's throwing the ball out there, telling everybody I'm the guy. It's not like he's addressing it to you.
Most of the time, if you follow the history of beef, even when we said it's a competitive sport, some personal things went down behind the scene that made people get pissed off personally. But when it was over, when they squashed the beef, they were mature. Yes, at the end of it, they were mature enough to know that, okay, this thing started as a rap thing, let's keep it rap. Tupac messed around with Biggie's wife with Evans and then sang what he sang. What's the name? The whole Nas thing started where they said that Jay-Z messed around with Nas' baby mama. I think her name was Karen or something like that. But officially, it was more of the songs that were going down. So behind the scenes, something can happen. that will make it look like it becomes personal. But in the spirit of the sport, we try to contain it like that.
Understand this. I don't know why we are not getting the point. What I'm saying is, in hip hop is a competitive sport. If you're a rapper, you rap like you're the best. You rap like there's nobody who can touch you when it comes to bars, the mic and flows and everything. Okay, that's making it competitive. If anybody wants to release their own song, they make it the same way. That's why hip hop is like an egoistic game. But when the word beef come into context, that's when there is something wrong between two camps that they want to use music to settle it through the bars and everything, or even sometimes behind the scenes they settle it that way.
So beef is the word used in hip hop, but in every culture we have had that.
Listen.
So like in the Western days, I don't know.
No, listen.
Yeah. When in the Wild West, they used to have this thing where two men who hold a gun, they back each other.
That's not a beef. There's a name for that. That's not a beef.
No, I'm giving different context, right? In another scenario, two men are fighting for a woman. They put them to fight in the village square, a wrestling match. Who wins the wrestling match gets the woman. And I'm just saying that in scenarios where you have differences, and then you should be a fair player to know that once he has won, you shake his hand. You guys are good. He takes the woman, and you move on. I'm just using that context for some context.
Listen, you're using that context because when that context is used, an organization or a body is involved to regulate that thing to make sure, okay, you guys have to fight. When you lose, you shake the other person's hand as a bigger man. Something has to occur as an organization or something. There's a rule. When you put yourself in that environment or that game, there is a rule, right?
Written or not written?
Written or not written, there's a rule. Like the cowboy thing.
So we
like
know, the rules of...
Understand?
We know the rules of beef in hip-hop.
Okay, like the Wild Wild West thing. Okay,
that's why I feel that what we are missing is a presence of OGs. If we had OGs that can call it like, it's enough, guys, let's get back to business. Shake hands, let's move on. But like I remember, IKG just dropped another line where he's saying, and honestly, guys, no, but how then do we make the industry ready for that? That means, like as we said, they are not ready for the beef. But at times, beef is needed to spark up things. How do we make them ready? It's what I said. We need to educate people to understand that beef especially when it comes to hip hop.
You cannot tell.
I'm reading what IKG said. He said, the question is, hip hop in Cameroon has taken a complete nosedive because everyone has gone soft and no one wants to go up. Exactly, man. I feel like giving you one bottle of, what do you drink? Should I give you Kaji beer or should I give you, how do they call this new one now? Which is trending.
Maybe you guys are in Boya. You guys can meet and get the one beer.
Yeah, that's what I'm just saying. If you're around, just holler at me. You deserve one beer for this opinion. You know this culture. And then he goes now and says, honestly, you guys might disagree, but the Jovi versus Stanley stuff is not a hip hop beef. I agree with you. It's not carried out like a hip hop beef. It is not. They have got a problem, yes, but it's neither hip hop bound nor hip hop related. I'm sorry. Hip hop isn't settled like this. Exactly.
Okay, do you see the title of the video? I said feud. I didn't say hip hop beef or this Jovi and Stallion beef. It is a feud, which means something happened. They have disagreements and there's a loggerhead between the two of them. It has nothing to do with hip hop. But you said they should have just made songs and addressed these things.
I would have preferred. There are two rappers.
Yeah.
Or there were two rappers. I would have preferred if they handled it the hip hop way, like two rappers. On the other hand, on the other hand, if they cannot do it like that, then let them squash the beef, do a collabo. I'm looking at what is good for the industry. That's where we need an OG to call these two guys and say squash this beef and move on. Because it's not in the interest for the industry for these two top artists to be having cold wars and not doing anything together.
Okay, understand this. These two guys are individuals. They have individual life, personalities, things going on, businesses and everything, right? So what you're telling them to do is to take any personal problem they have and convert it to business, right?
Yeah.
Does that even sound ethical? Like,
It might not sound ethical, but in the bigger picture, right? I said this: they either convert the personal problem to beef and still make money, or they squash the beef. Okay, so the beef example cannot work because now one is no longer a rapper. Let's give that example. And then two, it's a personal problem.
Because he can't.
Can they squash
Stanley
the beef and do a
cannot
collabo?
engage in a rap beef with Jovi.
So can they at least just squash the beef and do a collabo? Jovi sings the verse, Stanley sings the hook now since he's no longer a rapper.
Listen, for that kind of a thing to happen, they need to solve the problem they have behind the scenes before bringing it into the music business.
That's why we need an OG to call these two guys to sit down and talk.
You understand? So, like I said, you can't do something to somebody and tell him how to react to what you did. That's what I've been saying when this thing started. That's what I've been saying from the beginning.
We agree, but most of the time you are saying this one has done something to somebody. Everybody feels like the other has done something to him. Till they sit and then talk, they will never end, or they will never know who did what to who and why he did what he did.
Okay, I don't know why.
So I feel like I feel like they need to talk though. Whatever we conclude, I just feel like these two guys need to sit and talk.
Okay, yeah, they need to talk. But it's just like we are trying to understand two grown-ass men's disagreement or feud. Like two men with ego. Like
it's not like it's none of our business.
Yeah.
What their problem is, but the growth of the industry is our business. And if we feel like it's selfish on their part to just look at, I can make my 1 million every day, I can eat, I can pay my rent. Life at times is bigger than the individual. When you look at it, the bigger picture as a community, it's no more about you, it's not about him, it's about us. When you look at it from that perspective, there's a reason for them to stop this.
But do you know we have been putting the Jovi and Stanley beef as the downfall of the industry for too long? Do you know we have been overrating their feud between them and thinking that thing is supposed to miraculously evaluate the industry? Because when this thing started, listen, when this feud between them started, okay, let's just say the rap scene in Cameroon see them as role models, and that's impacted the rap scene in Cameroon, right? But
yes,
the Cameroon entertainment industry as a whole, okay, from when their feud started to now, the industry is not the same. It has grown. There are so many artists in the industry now. There are so many guys that have come in, made it in the industry now.
Just to add to that, it has grown in the middle, but not at the top.
That's what I'm saying. So you think these two guys coming together will miraculously change the industry to make it global?
Yes. So they are standing at the door. If they don't want to go out, they should move in. If they don't want to move in, they should just shift so that the others can now pop out. But they are standing at the door.
Listen, there are guys who have popped out. Tenor has popped out. Loco has popped out. Malox has popped out.
I don't think that any of these guys have gone bigger than nationally what Jovi did with Done for Quad. I don't think any of them have gotten to a stage like the Mamas which Stanley won in South Africa. Loco and all these guys you have listed.
No, listen, Tenor has done that.
Have they?
Tenor.
What did Tenor do that puts him at that level that you think that the Mamas?
No, the Mamas as in MTV, the MTV award.
No,
right?
I'm just using the Mamas as an indicator of a particular time. But I'm saying that all the success that was happening around Stanley during the period of the Mamas, the blowing up of Hempe, the featurings he did, the international things he went for.
Nato, what's up?
Not as matched that weight.
No, your internet was breaking up, so I did not even hear what you said. Yeah, I can get you now. I was just reading what IKG said.
Okay,
Say, Ambassador. Yeah, he said the ambassador I didn't capital now. We'll go fix that one later. One after. It's in Yaoundé. So, and NATO is here.
Okay, so, cool.
Yeah.
So, I was saying that, do you think that, I'm not talking about just the Mamas, I'm just using that as an indicator for a particular period in time. The success which Stanley Eno had when he won the Mamas, the collabos he did, the international things he did, the buzz he had in Cameroon, the how do they call it, MP t-shirt, the way he went, all the success he had around him musically and other things around him. Do you think Tenor has matched that?
In a sense, we are still looking back at history, because from what you've said, you are still looking back at history. That Tenor has gone international out of Cameroon a lot. He has a fan base. Even most of these guys, Malox, they've had like this international collaboration. Even Loco now. Look at Loco has songs with these guys, Daju, all these other guys. You know, Bramsito.
Do they have as big? Do they have as big a catalog of collabos, the same magnitude as Stanley Eno?
No, of course not. So when Stanley had,
so that's why I say Stanley is still standing at the door.
No, so when he's still standing at the door. But when Stanley had those collabos, what did they do for the industry, or what did they do even for him?
Exactly, that's my point. That preferably maybe some other person should have had, because like in business, right? People tend to look, when they look at Cameroon, they'll look at Stanley and Jovi. Is that who they should be looking at now? But if these guys don't want to do it, they should just announce that they are retiring or they're moving into business or something, so that people know that they're no longer there and can now look at the upcoming guys. That's why I said we have grown in the middle but not at the top, because these guys are standing at the door. They should move out or move forward. If not, with time, they'll push them down.
Romeo E.
and walk on their backs.
Romeo E. said,
what did he say?
Yeah, give me the problem. Okay. Give me the problem. I think that is everybody is just too comfortable.
I think he's trying to say giving the.
Oh.
Exactly, and I agree with what Romeo just said. They're giving the problem. I think everybody is just too comfortable. There's no competition, and especially the guys at the top. And when these two guys are standing at the door, the people in the middle too feel like there is really nowhere to go to. If I can just position myself somewhere in the middle, it's okay. Because these guys are blocking the door. They either move forward or move out.
Okay, this competition thing, we just keep talking about competition. Is that the only way you guys think the industry can, let's just say, move from where it is now to the next stage or the next step?
No, I always say this, right? When dealing with human beings, there's no one fix all. There's no one solution. It's a group of things put together. Competition is one. Falls under competition.
Everybody's talking about competition. It's like that's the main thing. No. It's not like one way fix all. No, it's like that's the main.
Depending on the subject matter on a particular day, we'll talk about a particular thing. But we need policies, we need structures, we need human resource, all of these other aspects, which on different days we'll talk about them. But competition is one of the critical things we need for growth. But there are various aspects which we need to touch, but it's not like, and then fixing one and leaving the other is just going to still drag what you're fixing down. So you need to pull all of these factors together. You work on the policies, you work on the structures, you encourage the competition, you encourage the business side of things. More money comes in, you spend in money now to put in more structures, put in more policies, put in more human resource. So it's a holistic growth, which we have to touch all of these aspects together. Competition is one of them.
Because to be very honest, to me, what I think is, even if Jovi and Stanley Eno decides today and say they are two very great friends, I don't see how that will impact the industry.
No, I think it would.
I don't see it. Unless it happens, but I don't see it.
So like I said, let's say if they do that, one, the song might be really big. Two, they can move into the next level, which is, let's say, and I usually use the example of Wizkid moving to the next level.
From moving?
One, I feel like they have all reached their optimum, and a collaboration will give them a new boost.
Now I get Romeo's point. Now I'm reading Romeo's point after asking this question and your answer. The competitive, everybody is too comfortable. That's what I can see from here. Even if the two of them amend or fix their problem they think they have going on between the two, I don't see that dramatically influencing or changing the industry in any way. They are too comfortable by themselves where they're at. They are too comfortable. That's why they are where they're at right now. Even if they squash whatever thing you got, the beef, the whole industry is calling, because I don't think that thing is it's a beef, because a beef is like when two guys have a problem, But I don't think if these two guys decide to say they are great friends today, that will impact the industry in any way. I don't, because if there's something these two guys are holding back,
in the industry,
they will do what?
I say we'll give a new breath of fresh air in the industry. One, two,
there have been breaths of fresh air for so long
because they are too comfortable.
There's been breath of fresh air for so long. When somebody like Kosi blew up, that was breath of fresh air. When Avero blew up, that was breath of fresh air. When Teno blew up, that was breath of fresh air.
In the middle, not the top.
What?
I keep on saying that they blew up in the middle, not at the top.
Okay, between all these guys you're talking about, or collaborations that people will make, collaborations that will actually create an impact in Cameroon, right? The person who has done collaborations which have not been released yet, when they come out, you actually see the impact being the songs are finished. Is Kosi. With these guys, which you believe that they were supposed to do collaborations with these guys outside or across, you have an impact. Do you know why now?
If you recall the beef between Pac and Biggie, many hip hop historians will say that if Tupac and Biggie didn't die, Jay-Z would never have become the Jay-Z he became.
Exactly.
And I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not praying for anybody to die, but I'm just using the example of if these guys not move out of the way. So to be thinking that the fact that these guys are just at the top, not moving forward or backward, is to having no impact, I don't feel that that's the case though.
No, because like I said,
these guys announce their retirement today. In the next 2 years, Cameroon is going to have an international level rapper. Because I don't care for the hype which is it Def Jams or whoever will put behind Tenor.
So
I don't still consider Tenor international.
So is the industry, right? Is the industry, because Tenor is a French artist, okay? The collaborations he has been doing has been mainly on the French side, like Ivory Coast, Congo, Brazzaville. Like you see, like guys like this Franico coming in. We are talking about international collaborations going outside, like it's step by step, moving forward, okay? Moving forward, because the only place Stanley has had a collaboration is Nigeria and Tanzania. The places where, let's just say, other Cameroon artists have had collaborations, you have Daphne and Kofi Olomide with Franico, with that still out of Africa on the French side, all these things. Jovi also has done international collaborations that with guys in Congo, Brazzaville, and this girl Mami Esso, that's still a Cameroonian, but she's based in France. Okay, and she's not that big. She's not like a big name and all that, but she's dope as fuck. Okay, I don't think these two guys deciding to say they have squashed their beef will impact the industry in any way.
I feel like it's not the only thing that can help the industry, but it's something that can help. For me, one is the breath of fresh air of, at times you need to cut off the head of a plant for a new root to pop up. Or the plant grows taller so that the other branches can pop up. One option for growth to happen. But also, let me just jump into the comment section. IKG just said it's not the only way, but it's very important. I think he's talking about the whole competition thing. The media hype, the ability to improve and get better in your craft, and even decentralization of the musical genre in Cameroon is very fundamental. Ambassador, it would have been great for the industry if their feud didn't remain behind closed doors. If it were very explicit and detailed, I can guarantee you a reunion would have a bigger impact. And I agree with everything he has said.
Listen, it will have a bigger impact. I have not said it once. I've said if they decide to squash their beef, do you think it will influence the industry dramatically? Or do you think their union is some sort of fusion or super
not necessarily dramatically, but as I said, it's not like Cameroonians are sitting there and waiting only for them to solve their beef. Yeah. Other things are happening. New levels are coming up, new opportunities are coming up in the industry. But that's just one other factor which added to the rest of the other factors will jumpstart a couple of things in the industry. So I'm not saying that it's not like we pause every other thing and just wait only for this feud to be solved, then everything is solved. No. I'm just saying that if you add this to all the other change we're having in the industry, it's going to give a lot of momentum to the industry, which is something we so much need right now.
Yeah, but I still don't see that their beef impacting the industry in another way, because ever since this thing started, we've had so many guys come up in the industry. And right now, while we are busy trying to beg these two guys to squash the beef, thinking they are like miracles that will happen if they squash the beef, I'm telling you guys, Kosi has collaborations that when they drop, you guys are talking about going up, crossing boundaries, collaborating with international acts and all these things. Loco and Kosi are doing that right now.
Well, I'm not limiting the growth to just those two individuals. I said they will either move out their way, move forward, or they'll get pushed to the ground and we'll walk over them. Because now what happens is if they don't help the next generation and they don't grow forward, when anybody becomes bigger than them, because I still feel like nobody is bigger than these two. When anybody becomes bigger than them, we are no longer going to give them any place in front or in the middle.
Do you know why we feel like there's nobody bigger than them? Do you know why we feel that way?
I just asked you a question. Give me one person you think is bigger than Jovi and Stanley Nona in the industry.
Right now in the industry?
No, I don't mean like who is hotter. I mean like has done bigger things than they ever did. So when people say that Drake is almost bigger than Michael Jackson, it's not saying that. They're just looking at what Michael Jackson did then and what Drake is doing now. It's looking like. So give me anybody who you feel has done something now who is bigger than Stanley when Stanley hit Hempe or Jovi when Jovi hit Done for One.
Okay. There are so many artists who have done them, okay? Let's just be listing one of their achievements and I'll be listing artists who have done the same or even bigger, It's just that it's a collective of artists.
Yes.
It's just that we keep looking at these two.
We cannot take a collective against one man. I just said, I'm not looking at one thing which he did. I'm looking at a number of things which he did at the time. I use Stanley, for example. When Stanley won Mama, and I think he won Afrima, and then the number of collabos he did with people like Sako D, Mr. Easy, Two-Face Dibia, how do they call these other guys? The guy from South Africa. He first did with was it Fab, and then went and did with AKA. He did with two South African artists. Before that, he even did another one with another South African artist. And then he did the one now with this guy, Diamond from Kenya. Stanley has done some of the biggest names in Africa, collabo-wise. Also, he has won Afrima. He has won Mamas. No Cameroonian artist has won anything bigger than Mamas. If you look at the numbers behind these awards, it's not always about awards. We're putting a couple of things together. No Cameroonian artist has done bigger than Mamas. All the other awards we have won in different places. Nothing is bigger than Mama. According to the way
you want to say the Grammy is not bigger than Mama. You want to disregard
no, wait. I hope you are not going to call the Richard Bonas and the
That's what I say. You want to disregard them because you are saying there's no award bigger than Mama.
I'm not talking about those ones. I'm talking about our art, our generation. Leave Manu Dibango and Richard Bonas in their own kitchen. Okay. I'm talking about our own generation. Yes, no, I'm not talking about those ones here. That's why I know they have their Grammys. Just leave those old men in their corner. I'm talking about this generation. So nobody has won anything bigger than the Mamas. So award-wise, Stanley is the strongest. Collabo-wise, he's the strongest. Endorsement-wise, he seems to be the strongest. He had the thing with Bisek. He had the thing with Guinness for about 2 years running. He has had some other small things. He had the thing with the insurance company in Ivory Coast. But MTN and Guinness seem to be the heaviest endorsement-wise. What else can we take? The blow up of his merchandise, the t-shirts which were all over Cameroon at the time when he did hair. What did they write on that t-shirt? I've forgotten. But his merchandise, he went the biggest in Cameroon. Malox came close with his own things. Was he moved or one of his own t-shirts he made? But the Stanley t-shirt went the biggest on the streets. So merchandise-wise, he was heaviest. Endorsement-wise, he's the heaviest, I know. Award-wise, he's the heaviest, I know. So call anybody who you think has matched that, should I call it catalog or collection of things at a particular time. Yeah.
Honestly, right now, I say nobody. But when it comes to endorsements, local has had local has endorsement with Hennessy up to now.
I don't think NSC is putting heavy bags into Cameroon. I don't know about the endorsement, though. I cannot speak on it. But as you said, it's good as you have said that. Honestly, now nobody matches that collection, and that's why I keep on saying that. I feel like we need somebody.
Listen. Then also did the same. He released his T-shirt and he sold out in a week.
I don't know where those T-shirts sell out. We know those hype statements where you make 10 T-shirts and your 10 cousins buy the T-shirt and your T-shirt are sold out. You write all the blogs you have sold out. We are looking at the streets. If your T-shirts sell out, let's see it on the streets. We are not living in America. We are living in Cameroon. If it's sold out in Cameroon, let's see.
It means even Pascal is selling more than Tenon, right? Because you see Pascal's Young King T-shirt everywhere.
But as I said, Pascal's stuff is still in a selected few. It's not on the street. People actually copied Stanley's T-shirt. I heard even Chinese men were making the thing and bringing it into Cameroon because it was really selling. And then after a while now, as usual, it lost value because people were wiping their shoes now with it. People made poor quality stuff and the rest.
That's what happens when something becomes too popular.
Yes, but we will not refuse the fact that it became really crazy popular. If they could control it, maybe not into the bed, he was popular. So coming back to my part of no Cameroonian artist has hit the heights, and then so all the other things I listed, that was Stanley. When it comes now to rap, quality of rap, nobody has beaten Jovi for me. Quality of production, hip-hop wise, nobody has beaten Jovi. So endorsement wise, award wise, collabo wise, I give Stanley. When it comes to production, lyrics, nobody has beaten Jovi for me. We can as well explore that route and then see if you think that anybody has beaten Jovi, producer-wise or lyrical-wise in rap. I don't think so. So that's why I feel like the two of them are holding a couple of trophies which they need to either give the trophy or come back into the battlefield so that somebody can win that trophy for them and let's move on. But if they just hold those trophies hostage, we'll be forced to write an appeal to the FIFA of rap so that they just seize it from them and then put it back into
FIFA of rap. Gratitude if they don't want to maybe president for pick up food.
Mess with too, I will surely enter the street. I'm just watching those guys from a distance. Let them make that we are looking at them.
They will not give it to. They'll still give another pass somewhere.
Let's hope that Cameroonians will be patient with them because you always take people for granted till it explodes and then you wish that you'd have controlled the situation. So I've seen many of those kind of instances in Cameroon. They should not underestimate it. It might not have political connects. They should not underestimate the strength of his money and his popularity. They should not underestimate that. So let them be sure that they have the powers to contain what might be the consequence if they play around with him.
Okay.
Somebody just came and wrote, I don't know if this is a first time listener or viewer. Selen Marcel, he said, Master, the show is good. That are cut.
Okay, thank you for tuning in. We have already run up to like an hour of 1 hour 1 minute. So we should be rounding up now. The show is actually good, but to me personally, I don't see they've had their moments, okay, Jovi and Stanley, like right here I'm saying, I'm not discrediting the hype and the growth they've had, Lord Junior, FIFA of rap now, which one to know, brother? like I said, okay. Like I said, I cannot discredit. I'm not discrediting the hype they've had, the movement they've had, the control they've had over the industry. Like Jovi even said it during that his rant and said he has had so many comebacks. Like when he had Done for Quad, he had a comeback, it went away. When he had Bastard, he had a comeback, it went away. When he had Cash, it went away. Epuikwa, it went away. And the last one was Motion. It was Motion, right?
Yeah,
after Motion, that was the last. And Jovi has had 5 comebacks. That's why he's saying, even Stanley hasn't had enough comebacks than me. When he had that his airpair run, when that run died down, has he had any comeback? That was what Jovi was saying.
He did the collabo which he did with Kosi and Loco, but yeah, it's not a comeback
no,
of him per comeback.
Yeah. My way was because trust me, when
it was heavy on the streets, but it was not as heavy as Hempe. Plus, it was not the same kind of music. Yeah.
No, listen. To be honest, when you think of My Way, who do you think of?
I think more of the guys who were singing.
Yeah, I think more of course Loco and Pamchak. I don't even think of Stanley. You understand?
I don't want to see this song from him, but I think of the guys.
Yeah, when you think of My Way, you just simply think of those two guys. So, like I said, he had a big song, yes, but that wasn't a comeback. You understand? He had a big song. Comeback means.
That's what I agree with what Jovi said, though. Yeah. He has not had any comeback, but I feel like his collabos have kept him relevant.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point. Jovi's honest. He wants to do it, and when it happens, he did it. It's not like constantly being in the media and being relevant and all that. Jovi, when he goes away, he goes away. When he comes back and he drops it, he wants that. Okay, if this thing smashes, I smashed it.
No, but like I think one of the people in the comment section said the guys are comfortable, right? You have done so many comebacks. Would that one don't help, as we say in Cameroon?
Exactly.
After a while, you should be thinking of something else. You should be thinking of some.
No, it has helped him, so he's comfortable. It has helped him.
But that's why we say the being comfortable is not good. It does not encourage growth.
Yeah, so
of course, I know Jovi will not lack his food, he will not lack his rent, he will have his car, but at a certain level, he's bigger than that. Jovi deserves to do more. And what I really liked was when you hear Jovi talking about music, you know that this guy breathes music, man. I don't know if you picked out that part of it.
Yeah, I picked out the part of it.
He was actually looked like he would talk about people's songs and he's singing parts of the songs like he actually listens to these songs and he actually zooms into the songs, which is some genius kind of mindset when it comes to music. But for some reason, we cannot export this talent because...
He talked about Shabasiko. He talked about Shabasiko. Say, quand j'ai fait ma part de Shabasiko, feud a fait sa part, j'ai jeté ma part. You know. So he actually appreciates...
He loves music, bro.
He loves music and he appreciates good music. You understand? He appreciates. But there's one thing with Jovi. He is, let's just say, he keeps the same energy. Like when he feels like you rub him off the wrong way, it's just like you guys become enemy forever.
But that's why I blame the OGs and the team around him, because I keep on saying every human being, I mean, you seated there, me here, we have our weaknesses. Now it's for your team to come and then complement your weaknesses so that we just capitalize on your strength and your weaknesses does not show. He might have his ego issues, his way of talking. They have to complement him to make sure that. So that's why I say Jovi is the one person if I had money and I can invest in for somebody who can go Grammy-wise, that's the person I'll go with. Because I know if he has a good team to just compliment him, in less than 2 years, Jovi is going to be mega.
IK Jigsaw just says something that makes sense.
Can control his, I don't want to use the word bipolar, but his explosive tendencies so that he can focus on the main thing.
Yeah, IK Jigsaw.
I feel like that was keeping him back.
Yeah. He says Jovi's value, Jovi's name and his longevity makes him mainstream. But truthfully, when you look at his way of handling business, it's mostly underground an underground method.
I feel like IK Jigs, we are twin in the brain somehow.
Yeah. So yeah, it's clear that the way he handles business is almost like underground. Like I said, it's almost that's why I use the example of him, the way he handled business, the way Nipsey handled his business before even recording Victory Lab. You know, he acted as an underground artist. He was an underground artist. He kept making music that way, distributing that way. You know, he wanted to get to a.
But there's no ground again. There's no ground again in Cameroon for Jovi to be underground. He has covered all the ground. He has to go out and be underground, not Cameroon ground. He has occupied all our ground. We need space. And then the second thing he said is, and that's why he keeps reinventing himself and can come back as many times as possible. Yeah, that's the advantage of having an underground method. Yeah, he has over underground this thing. We are done with it underground. Let him move on. And then Jason Clinton says the both should adopt the attitude of helping young, upcoming, talented artists, and things will change and build the industry more. Exactly. That's another suggestion.
Between Jovi and Stanley, though, who has actually done that? Who have done that more?
Jovi has tried more, but I feel like both of them have failed. Jovi has tried more, both have failed. Because if Jovi stuck with Pascal and Tilla, that would have been the next generation to run with. But he kicked them out because of management. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Let me not speak on it. Stanley, that's even the worst. Stanley has signed artists and we never even knew about it. We never knew he signed the artist till the artist left the label.
Left it.
I also feel like he wants to be the star in and on everything. Yeah. So that he should not be the one managing the label if at all Stan never has a label. He should leave it for some other person with the management. But if he's one managing, he will always want to be everything and everything in it. So it's not going to work. So because that's why I said both of them have failed, but Jovi has tried more.
Yeah, because how do you know about Leisure Tilla, New Bell Music, right? Pascal, New Bell Music, right?
New Bell.
Tata,
the way.
New Bell Music, right? Renice.
New Bell. Don't forget Renice. Right? Renice is on another lane, but very big too.
Exactly. And who brought that up? It's Jovi. So
Jovi.
Yeah. So
that's why I said that Jovi has a very good model that can work, but it's just a team now to complement it. Imagine if you had a solid management where you had the issues maybe with Pascal. You're like, yeah, we have these issues with peace. Let's make peace because look at the bigger picture. Business is bigger. If you work with this guy, and they squash it and they solve the problem and they grew with it. But when it's left only for him and then it has dropped in the wrong one, he's now pissed. And he's the only one who has the powers to call the shots. Then he just blows everything out the window and then threatens to kick him out of concerts. And then, he's ready to even fight. And he even said it. And he sounds like that kind of guy. He's Cash. He has his song Cash. He's Mr. Cash. He tells you la, la, la. One of the things he said, a certain level of disrespect, which this one now it means is fight. You are ready to fight. I'm sure it means like he sees you actually fight with you.
I short people in this, so they bad forget anger, temper. Okay, so thank everybody who tuned in. I think we should call it a day today. I know say song do but ever hear and talk with this was story long time short too. You remember that song? Yeah. If we can keep on going here for as long as we can, but we've spent almost an hour here, and the messed up part about this thing is the first, I think, 15 to 20 minutes we tried solving the problems we had with technical, like. Yeah, we tried stabilizing this thing, and I'm glad that it's stable. Like the way the rest of the episode went through, you did not see all that buffering, all that freezing. Everything went well. Romeo E. Jovi do not have two albums that sound the same. Yeah, of course, true. And that's Genius.
And that's Genie. We all agree with you, man.
Yeah, of course, he doesn't. Because when you think of HIV, doesn't sound anything like 16 Wife, doesn't sound anything like Mbokoko, doesn't sound anything like Young Vizu, they don't. So yeah. But among all those albums, let me just say some were experimental albums, especially an album like Mboko God. That's an experimental album, though the name stuck with him, but to me that's his least enjoyable album. The name is iconic, but longevity, the album was to me like sick. HIV,
I feel like, as you said, it depends on where you are coming from and what your preference in music. That's why my might rock differently. But like myself, to HIV and 16 Wives are my favorite.
Yeah, HIV, 16 Wives. Then the one he dropped before this, Young Vizu. Young Vizu 2 is a good album. Young Vizu is a good album, but HIV,
how I
16
know,
Wives.
When he puts out his stuff, we all jump on it. But things which I sit and just say, I am missing this thing, or you just feel like listening to it now, you go back.
Exactly.
16 Wives especially.
16 Wives especially,
I have songs there which China, I want to sing it every time. I want to jump with the words with him. So
yes,
that's how I know that this album is.
That's how you classify classic albums. Classics.
Exactly.
But in Boko God, there's no song in Boko God that I can sit and say, I miss that song, or I want to listen to that song. Yeah, so yeah, HIV, because up to today, guys still use New Star in movies, in short films, in New Star. They still use it like La Piro. Man, that album was stacked, and 16 Wives to Cash. Listen, come on, those two albums were
heavy.
Yeah, those two albums were heavy. So Romeo, thank you guys for contributing. Usually say I be that kind teacher we picking and for social they dance that only can to say when I off that music go, you guys should stop it and go and sleep. Because the more I'm trying to say, okay, let's run up the show, that's where you guys are commenting.
Things are only popping up. Yeah, but I really have to run. If you recall, even before we started, I said I had 1 hour, but we have gone almost 2 hours.
Yeah, we've gone almost
because it was
1 hour
so
15 minutes.
I just had to keep going with it.
Yeah.
I just have to run up and try to catch up with the other program.
Okay, so thank you guys for tuning in. Thank everybody for contributing, give your own point of view. IK Jigs has dropped another notebook. Like I said, when I'm trying to close it up, he keeps dropping his notebooks. He has dropped another notebook. Same. Yeah. Okay, Romeo, he said, Demboko God is my favorite. Okay. Okay, but IK Jigs say, I wish rappers have what? I wish rappers here.
I wish rappers could do more pure rap hip hop projects like HIV. There needs to be a place for the purists like us. Thank you very much, man. We need to start the protest, bring back pure rap. I really wish we do more. The hip hop culture is suffering. Yep, I agree with you all the way. Yep.
Okay, is the hip hop culture suffering, but not Cameroon music as a whole, right?
So the hip hop is suffering, but like when the body is sick, hip hop might have malaria, but the Cameroon hip hop culture might have cancer or HIV. So yeah, there are levels to the suffering. They both are suffering.
Nah, it's hip hop that is suffering in Cameroon.
Maybe the hip hop culture is suffering more than maybe. Yeah.
No, it's Cameroon hip hop that is suffering. The Cameroon music is not. The problem Cameroon music has is marketing and networking. That's just it.
That's their own problem. So at least they're suffering to a lesser extent, but they're suffering too.
Yeah, guys, thank you for tuning in. Yeah, this was another episode of Contrast Podcast. And it's your boy Liby and the ambassador representing Chakra TV. Okay, guys, like this video. Okay, before we end this stream, just like this video. So you tell YouTube the conversation was interesting and you recommend it to so many guys. So that's why you need to like it. Okay, like the video, subscribe to the channel, go and subscribe to Chakra TV, because on Monday we'll be on Chakra TV for the next episode. Though we don't know what we'll be talking about yet. Maybe the weekend will provide, but say only God go provide. But go and subscribe to Chakra TV. And yeah, like this video. I re-emphasize, like this video before you leave, okay? Before we are leaving. So the ambassador, can you tell the family your finishing or closing statement?
Yeah, usually I say the same thing. We need growth. Whenever I'm speaking, I might get emotional because I like some of these things. I might go out of topic and start bringing up things like FIFA of music. Yeah, FIFA of rap. But it's coming from a place of I want growth, I want change. These are things which I grew up on. So I'm no longer trying to be politically correct or diplomatic when I'm talking about these things. I really want the change, I want the growth. I might not put it the right way, but that's the place it's coming from. So I just that. And also, at times we need to push this narrative, have these conversations in different places. Tag people that you think that can watch these things and then get to those that matter or those concerned. But we all need to try to push this conversation forward if we are passionate about the culture as much as the conversation wants. Yeah. So thanks once again.
Okay. So guys, thank you for tuning in and bye.